You're gonna have to bust out. We're gonna have to go to Rascals again. You're gonna have to order that ice cream again, Foxy. We're gonna have to do that tweet. It's the only thing that can save you.
Oh yeah, by the way, if we leave it to Nevergramicon, it sets us on fire.
Poor Parker, so young.
Hashtag not a racist.
Yes, unfortunately, Necronomicon will stay where it is.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of. Did you never watch the fucking Evil Dead? Like.
Oh yeah, no, I had to do. I had to do it to show what happens. So,
oh yeah, no, definitely. You were just showing us.
I had to show it. I have shown several deaths in this playthrough.
It's like when I die playing any game and I get really frustrated. I'm just showing you. Like, show I'm not shit. No.
Funny enough, actually, when you were talking about Broken Sword there, I've actually just started a playthrough of it on the Madness channel and doing the director's cut, and then the thought occurred to me, okay, you got all the extra content and all that sort of jazz.
I've played them all.
Yeah, great.
Big Broken Sword fan. I haven't played them in a long time.
Yes. But the director's cut, like, obviously has the extra content in it, but then it also occurs to me that they did program out all the deaths, so you can't die in the game. I'm thinking to myself, no, but some of them were really fun. Like, they were a bit of crack, like.
They were, but you know what? It was one of those ones where it kind of it carried itself so well that you didn't kind of want to die. You wanted to.
Ah, yeah.
Like
the quality of life changed.
It was done so well. Stupid Nico, stupid Andre Lebanon. Andre Lebanon with his stupid ponytail. Foxy's like an Irish Andre Lebanon.
He's Andrew Loban.
Look at him. He has the facial hair on him.
Yeah, he's
French head in you. Le Foxy.
Le Foxy. Le Foxy. So this is an example of us going the wrong way because one of the Hamiltons is waiting for us.
Been at Jugg's place.
And then all of a sudden, Hank Hill drops in and goes, "Hey, do you want to talk about propane?"
Well, sure he has. Son.
It does sound an awful lot like.
Take a look at those traces of blood on his sleeve.
Mike Judge.
But what are you?
Like, but he was already very
actually Mike Judge
because he was already extremely successful at this stage.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
But it's clearly there's someone doing that impression.
I doubt they could afford to get Mike Judge. I mean, he was. Yeah, this was. What? Yeah, no, this would have been prime Beavis and Butthead era, no?
Yeah,
would have been.
The start of it, yeah, actually, 1993. So definitely,
yeah, so
definitely
starting
busy.
of it at least, yeah. So
I'm innocent.
I'm innocent. All I did was steal from a dead man and read his book. That's innocent to me.
Oh, for our Comic-Con evening out, I'm trying to see can I get Emma up to join us.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the announcement. Fucking Mario is going to be there.
Is he now?
Yeah.
Charles Martinet. Nice. That's a good get.
Yeah.
Mario Rosenstock?
No.
Yes, Dennis.
I'm only.
He'll do an impression of Mario for you if you ask him nicely.
Wait, so literally the one guy who can go, like he just goes woohoo and Mamma Mia.
Well,
that's kind of it.
That's not the only one he does. In fairness, like.
Oh no! What are the other ones?
But he does all the Super Mario characters as far as I know.
Does he?
Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi.
I'm gonna pay him to do a Waluigi impression. I just want to hear him go wah. I love that.
But like, he's there all weekend, but I'm gonna make sure that I can get my son to that. Because he will have no clue who that is
until he does the voice. Yeah.
And then he will probably lose his absolute shit.
Foxy, you want me to pop in the ring? Just wait for a moment and just go, wah!
Invite him to the show.
Like, now we've had stormtroopers at fucking conventions before, but like, and Darth Vader, but I don't know. And we've had Batman as well. Like, do something in the ring. So
Wait,
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay, no, guy dressed as Batman, not like Kevin Conroy or something fucking
No.
cool like that. Like,
You do realise now this is the opportune time to dress Kelly August Lynch as Mario and Luigi. You do get that. So you do understand that is what's necessary.
look, I liked their gimmick originally, and I think the lads have a lot of life in them.
Fine, then Kings of the North End, whatever.
Yeah,
I think,
the
yeah.
gimmick of like Comic-Con. You always have to have someone dressed as some sort of like pop culture.
Do you? So that has happened at Comic Con before.
Yeah. We always do that. We always have.
And we don't have Captain anymore to do it.
No, but we've had like the likes of Karen or Nikki like do it in the past as well. So it's not uncommon.
Nikki's a great person to do it, actually. He's a great person to do it.
He's always great to be the bad guy to the whoever like we get. So like if we manage to get like one of the heroes, we have him be the heel because he's very good at doing it and playing off them. Whereas like if you have like I don't know,
It's Mr. Parker.
if you have the likes of Karen just being her, it's shockingly like good. But yeah,
I'd love to, but a little later.
It would be kind of funny to see Karen dressed as Mario and down a bag of mushrooms.
When could that possibly happen? Like that's impossible. No, she has to go for like someone like from Street Fighter. Like like this is the first time to bust out like a fucking Chun-Li cosplay or something like that.
I would well dress as fucking Ken from Street Fighter.
Oh, if you're Ken, I'm Ryu.
Yeah, you have to sell those prints.
Could you imagine if we were if you were reffing as Ken and I was announcing as Ryu?
I have to. See, I know.
Even better.
Remember, you just put it out before the show goes out.
Even better. If you're Ken, I'm going to be Cammy.
He's got the buns for it. Let's be fair.
See, the problem is that Joe is such a dry shot. He won't get it and be like, nah, you can't do it.
He'll have to Google what Mario and Luigi is because he was a Sega head.
The only reason we got to dress up at fucking Halloween was because the fucking commentary lads were doing it anyway. So it was like,
yeah, you lucky bastards.
And then I had to agree to take mine off anyway before I was doing it.
Well, in your case, you had to, because
because it was the crowd were going to turn on me if I didn't.
No, it's because that thing was tearing into your fucking skull.
That too. That was horrible. That was awful. That was a bad idea.
So you didn't feel in control then, no?
What?
You didn't feel in control?
No, I didn't. I don't get that reference, but no, I didn't.
Carry on.
The safety word is banana.
Mine is actually kumquat.
Tweet your own, Dennis. Tweet your own. Pervert.
So because in keeping with the Mexican team, I come cuatro loads.
You should get that looked at. That's upsetting.
Okay, so we have crossed over into Red Dead Redemption train station.
We have. So when we read the message in the safety of our room, and we were given a riddle. I am the person that we're supposed to meet is in a place where there's 3 colors and 100 messages.
Oh well, David Underhouse asked me for it, and I lent it to him. The
correct answer, of course, was the post office because I had the American flag outside, and well, you know, this
such a strange fucking dichotomy in the
Where can I find him?
voice acting in this. Some of it is really good, and some of it is really bad.
Yeah.
And it's so weird.
Like I said, it was quite literal Wild Wild West voice acting. Like it was.
What was one I was looking at the other day? Fuck. I don't know what possessed me, but I looked at 2 full retrospectives of 2 games franchises I used to love. And when I say full retrospective, I mean the videos were about 8 hours a piece. One was for Legacy of Kain. Which
that deserves a
what?
That deserves a remake.
Oh, good. Tell me about it, but it won't happen. Too many infighting arguments and shit about it, and and also Silent Hill, and that's where the fucking bad acting came up.
Yes.
because some of that, like the first and second one, some of the voice acting, they said it was on purpose that it was bad, which is a weird take. I don't know if they were just trying to like cover up the fact that it was objectively bad voice acting, or whether they were, like they said, the kind of stilted way they talk, etc., you know, kind of was adding to the atmosphere that they wanted. But I don't know if they were just trying to cover it. It's probably from like a Twin Peaks kind
of point of view, where like the dialogue is very weird. The dialogue is weird.
That was the point they were trying to say, was that because like the whole point, especially of the original one, because they had so little kind of graphically, etc., to play on.
Yes.
They were going more atmospherically, doing everything they could to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, the walls don't have ears. They are merely very thin. I believe you want to consult the map.
He looks like a...
Contact.
Please, go right ahead.
I don't know, he looks like something of... He looks like a weird alternate universe version of Phil Dunphy.
Funny enough, I was actually thinking looks a bit like Brent Spiner.
Oh, that's better, yeah.
Good show. Like Commander Data.
So, Mr. Parker,
Zoom!
why don't we discuss...
Zooming around in the wheelchair.
He is.
Why don't we discuss the Micmac?
No relation to Rocky Man, but yeah, he's
You heard of Narakamus?
He's a Micmac.
He is. He's something along those lines, anyway.
Narakamus. Lads, some of the fucking words in this are just stupid.
It's the last of a particular branch of the Micmac.
Unnecessarily big words.
Worship the Night Howler. By Night Howler.
Hello, I'm John
more intelligent than we really are.
How did you hear about it?
Adjectives, noun, adjective. But yes, he's the guy who's been helping Jugg with his studies.
Okay, now all I can see is Brent Spiner.
Yeah, I've kind of ruined the character a bit, but...
years ago.
No, it's okay, because I could also see Data being this character.
I can only tell
you. Hello, I am Exposition bot.
Yeah.
Just like a fax.
Mr. Rogers.
What you're looking for on the map.
Don't you sully that beautiful man's name.
Do you know this place here?
I wasn't saying it to sully him. I was just saying it kind of reminds me of him.
You French fuck.
That's the stone circle.
You are very French, Fox, to be honest.
Pepe Le Fox.
And you say you know.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you too. And it's pronounced la fuck you too. It's a feminine noun. You should know that if you're French.
Does the name
But I'm not French.
mean anything to you?
No, that attitude won't be. Oh, when OTT starts doing shows in Montpellier, you'll be fucked.
I've caught Foxy. He tries to hide his true nationality, but you catch him occasionally when he bursts into his real laugh, and then he'll like correct himself. He'll be there going, and then he'll kind of cut it back to his own laugh. Yeah, I've caught him.
I've heard it before. Yeah. Put it in. When you were on the topic of voice acting, there's one that's kind of in the hat here for this series called Deep Fear. You ever heard of Deep Fear?
There are names.
I haven't even heard of Shallow Fear, so go on.
Fair enough, right. So this is a game that is on the Sega Saturn, right? So that's how obscure this is, right? And legit, it is Resident Evil underwater. It's like an underwater version of Resident Evil. So it's
like fucking
deeply base.
Why can't I remember names today? My brain is fried. It's like BioShock meets.
I wanted to know more.
Yes, actually, a little bit. Okay. So it's like a DC. There was a horror movie that was very much like it. And I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I think it was like Dustin Hoffman was in it.
Waterworld.
Not Waterworld, no. Sphere. That's what it was.
Oh Jesus, I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, it was a bang average fucking movie. But
that sounds like the type of movie I would have seen.
So anyway, like I said, it is quite literally like Resident Evil. Like they've done a Resident Evil clone in a deep sea base, basically. And hilarious enough, the main character is called John Major, which is hilarious. It's like, okay, Grant, former Prime Minister here to save the day.
I know it's John Mayer.
Yeah.
John Mayer,
like stone face.
John Mayer's a singer.
Yeah. So it was John Mayer. That's what I reckon myself. But the hilarious thing is that all the voice actors are.
You sure how old you are? The first name you jumped is John Major as opposed to John Mayer.
Yeah, I legit I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the two anyway. But in any case, obviously the production is all Japanese, right? But they also had to do English, dubs and voice acting. So they got Japanese people essentially to do like American voices.
Oh no!
That's the best.
Oh,
that's the best.
And the R's and L's are confused all the time.
Yeah, that's the best. Do you ever hear of that?
Thank you for your help.
I'm not even gonna try because like that. I'll be.
No, don't look. You're already fucking skating on thin ice here, Frenchie. All right, just calm down.
Skating on
right? So, no, there was an NHL game, or at least it wasn't an NHL, but it was an ice hockey game.
Yeah.
And it was essentially made by Jesus, I can't remember if it was one of the big developers just based in Japan or whether it was just like an indie developer.
Sega.
But it could have been Sega, honestly, I can't remember. But it was essentially a fully Japanese team who essentially just were like, they couldn't get the rights to like any real NHL players.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like make up American sounding names. So all the names are just amazing. They're like stuff like that.
Good morning.
Like Guy McSmithson. Like is
that like how PES used to do it, Pro Evo Soccer, where Konami used to do it, right? And they get the rights to certain players and certain teams, but then the other ones they had to just like kind of give them facsimiles. So like Liverpool would be known as the Merseyside Reds, or like
no, it wasn't that, because at least that would be identifiable. These were literally made up what they think an American name is.
Yes. Actually, I've got another one for you there, right? So this is a game. It was like one of those kind of like Tekken clones called Evil Zone, right? Again, another Japanese one. It's not in the bag because it's too short. Because it literally is just like campaign mode and that's it. But there's a few characters in it. They're all like kind of like generic, like kind of tropey kind of characters for fighting games. And one of them is a kind of American, right? It's called Gally, Gally. And you're fighting your way through, and you're like, if you're watching the playthrough or you're playing as him, you're thinking, fuck, this voice sounds really familiar. And he keeps calling himself Gary for some reason. And like he kind of has this kind of guileless kind of backstory where like he's the American hero and he's in armor, he's got his family, he's a drinking problem, all this sort of
jazz. He's inexplicably Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, he's not actually Jean-Claude Van Damme, because then when you realize halfway through who the voice is, you realize it's fucking Paul Eiding. You're actually playing as fucking Colonel Roy Campbell this whole time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You have not lived until you've heard Paul Eiding fully ham up English. He hams it up like a motherfucker, he does.
Some of my favorite ones are when you don't usually well, maybe you do. I haven't heard it, or in my memory I haven't heard it in a game, but you see a lot in like ads and stuff when like a Japanese company or whatever will hire like an American voiceover artist to translate not to translate, but to read their translation. But the thing is, the voiceover artist is just like obviously just been given this, been told, read this, give you money.
No direction. Yeah. Exactly.
And so what they do is like they do what they're told, which is read exactly that, but it's English.
Yes.
So it ends up with this American accent reading English, and there's something really funny about that, where they're reading it. You'll be delightful excited when you open up the pennies and see where it goes. And you're like, what? It's like,
look, they're doing their job. They've read the line. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the line as God intended. Yeah.
I just imagine them sending a message going, "Are you sure this is okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine."
I'll take it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Another game I can throw out here as well, right? And I have no point keeping this from you, because if it comes up in our kind of hat, then this might be a banker, right? So the game called Normality, right? Again, another one of the dreadful games I've played over the years, but there's a selling point to it. First of all, it's a point-and-click adventure game, right? In a Doom engine. You know how like you have the 2.5D graphics, right? So it's a game. It's basically that type of game in that engine, right? Now the English version has like kind of your it's meant to be in America, but the English version has all this kind of like, whoa, people being radical and all that. But the American version has replaced the voice actor of the main character with Corey Feldman.
Back soon.
What the fuck? So it's Corey Feldman starring in the game instead in the American version. So I may still have a patched version of the game where you can unlock Corey Feldman's dialogue, and he doesn't stick to the script at all. There's also that, like, and he's like you can barely make out what he's saying because he's very clearly like still on the gear at the time. But it adds a lot to the game to have him kind of like hamming up the voice acting a bit, you know.
That just sounds fucked up.
It's very fucked up, especially when you realize like it's the weird uncanny valley of like watching essentially claymations like having these kind of like really like goofy scenes, and then it's Corey Feldman going whoa at the same time.
Did you ever play Balls?
I know of Balls, yes.
That's an awful game.
It's a terrible game. It's a dreadful
Don't
game.
try buying my respect with worthless, shiny.
Sorry, just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, that's fair. That's it. Thanks for playing.
I've already stated my fucking worst game ever. Like, so, like, yeah.
Kind of you, Mr. Parker.
Balls is pretty high. What's that other game? Jonathan, you probably know. It was a fighting game.
I don't know how.
And I can only remember one character's name in it, and it was Cinder. Cinder.
Killer Instinct.
Cinder. Oh my
Killer
god, that's
Instinct?
it. Yes, Killer Instinct.
was like-
Cinder.
I was actually thinking that. Killer Instinct, or is it...
No, it was Killer Instinct, definitely.
Yeah.